Well, a happy new year to one and all from everyone here at Headingley, and another wet, depressive holiday afternoon. As Gary Schofield is tossing up there for Leeds. I'll quickly run through the team changes. And for Leeds, John Gallagher is at 1, Phil Ford, Simon Irving back after suspension, Carl Gibson, John Bentley for Vince Fawcett, the three quarters, Gary Schofield, Paul Delaney coming in for Paul Harkin at half-back, Steve Malloy, Richard Gunn, David Young, Paul Dixon, Cavalier, Mike Coiti, the same pack as Boxing Day, with Gary Lord and Gary Devotti again the substitutes. For Oldham, Duncan Platt, Norman Francis, Tony Anderson, John Henderson, Paul Lord at the backs. Brett Clark, Mike Ford the half-backs, Austin Donegan, Richard Russell, Keith Atkinson the front row, Paul Round, Charlie McAllister, Ronnie Duane, a loose forward. Richard Irving is number 14, number 15 is Chris Joynt making his debut, first time in the 15. Referee Mr Ian Ollerton. Leeds feeling the kick-off from Steve Malloy. Oldham lad, of course, bringing that ball away. David Young had a tremendous game against Bradford Northern. And press coach David Ward with his solid running and wholehearted tackling. The ball's going back for John Gallagher to kick. And Mike Ford attempts to kick down, and it's coming to former Leeds favourite Norman Francis. And Norman, just in his usual lazy style, leaves that for Duncan Platt. Norman, of course, a big favourite here with the Friday Night 18 fans before his transfer to Oldham. And here comes Norman Francis now. Good tackling coming in from Young and Richard Gunn. Austin Donegan from St Helens, just right in the middle of the field, just inside the league. It's half. And David Young caught offside by Mr Ollerton, the referee. So Duncan Platt coming forward, and I'm sure this will be a chance for 2 points for Oldham. So Platt then with his kick, left-footed round the corner style, 35 yards out, long and straight through the post, and Oldham taking the lead. The penalty to Duncan Platt. Been playing now some 3 minutes. So Gary Schofield this time with the kick-off for Leeds. Of course, Oldham defeated Leeds in the opening game of the Stonesbury Championship at the Watersheddings. Disappointing Leeds performance that day. And the Leeds forwards just pushing Ronnie Duane back. Man who's had more than his fair share of injuries throughout his career. And the unlucky tourist to come home within 20 minutes of the start of the tour. It'll be Brian Noble's tour, I think, 1984. Mike Ford with the kick for touch, and Mike Ford, excellent kicker. And Gallagher just going for that ball. He's got John Bentley inside him. He'll go himself to the 25 before the posse of Oldham tacklers smothers him, brings him down. Bentley running from acting half-back. Leeds forwards just back now. Paul Delaney bringing David Young on. And a penalty there, yes, holding down. It's Keith Atkinson. Played a number of years at the Watershed. He's had a serious back injury and came back and has played in the forwards. Started off his days as a full-back come centre. In fact, scored the winning try against Leeds at the Watershed from full-back a number of years ago. And here's come Steve Malloy. David Young. Paul Delaney in today for Harkin, and Mike Coiti spots the gap. He's brought down by Clark and Duane. Dixon. Leeds still driving to make ground. Schofield will put the kick in. Norman Francis knocks on. The referee says that's okay. Ball probably not touching the ground before Norman managed to retrieve it. Platt. Brother, of course, of Andy Platt, Wigan player. And Mike Ford's kick is for Phil Ford, his namesake. But it's going to beat Phil Ford and John Gallagher. He finds touch some 10 yards from the Leeds flag, in fact some 7 yards from the Leeds flag. It's a superb kick there from Ford. A lot of people wondering if Mike Ford can take the Great Britain spot now that Andy Grigory has decided to hang up his international boots. Certainly been on a tour, Michael Ford, and does the business week in, week out. Former Wigan player, of course, played at Wembley. And that's one against the head and a knock on. And that's lucky for Leeds. And that's a penalty to Leeds at that scrum. Oldham wheeling the scrum round. So some respite there from the liners. And Tony Barrow has shown the Oldham players the video of the way that Warrington beat Widnes on Saturday in the Regal Trophy semi-final as a means of showing his side what can be done by motivation. Warrington very much the underdogs, and I suppose Oldham are today. David Young stepping and away and bringing him down there with Paul Round, ex-St Helens player. Delaney. Ooh, almost an interception there, but Delaney gets it back. It's good play, straightening up. And a good solid tackle coming in there from Austin Donegan on the youngster Paul Delaney. But his Schofield will kick and kick Leeds out of trouble, but that's straight out on the full. So that's the scrum. That'll be head and ball to Oldham. So Platt will kick for touch and put Oldham very much on the attacking side, the Leeds 25. Times, Norman Francis, head down. Field. Penalty there, and a penalty 10 yards more for talking. So in my reckoning, that's 2 penalties. And that's 4 penalties now to Leeds, doubling up the number immediately. Let's go through with the ball in his hands. 1, 2. Steve Malloy. Oh, on Delaney's pass there. Eventually picked up by Ford. Ford, of course, scored 3 tries against Oldham on his debut here on New Year's Day. Schofield and quickly Clark, but Coady's knocked on. And Paul Round knocks on as well. The first knock on is the one that's given, so that'll be a scrum. The head and ball to Oldham. Phil Ford, as I was saying, scored 3 tries in his debut here a couple of seasons ago. And Malcolm Neely was coach against Oldham. Be hoping to repeat that performance today, and John Bentley that day kicked a massive 8 goals. And he's very rarely kicked for Leeds since. Michael Ford slips into Delaney. Offside, John Bentley. It's Oldham certainly having the better of things as far as the penalties are concerned, and this time Lincoln Platt will kick a goal. And you can see Tommy Marr in there, who's not available this week for Oldham. Just running on with the sand. Lincoln Platt, it is. Settled himself down. 40 yards out, strikes it high, but that one's going wide, so Leeds will drop out from the 25. So very much the opening few minutes, Leeds backpedaling and spending most of the time in their own third of their field, I would say. Scofield's drop kicks for Platt, it sits up lovely for the full-back. Just bring it away towards Simon Irving and Phil Ford. And Irving back in the side after being unluckily suspended, most people think, in the game against Sheffield. Run around there, Richard Russell, McAllister's knocked the ball again. And this time, Steve Malloy falls on it for Leeds, and here come Leeds, and the crowd really getting behind the liners. Carl Gibson straightening up, coming inside. Good tackling coming in there, round, just roughing Gibson up a bit. Bentley elects to go himself. And this time Delaney will go to action half-back. And David Young comes powering through, knocking them out of the way. That's good running from the big fella. Delighted David Young with his form against Bradford. Delighted to be at last given the senior chance that he feels he deserves. Delaney. And a good tackle coming in there from Richard Russell, ex-Wigan player. Sixth tackle coming up, Schofield will put the kick in this time. And again, it's too long. And Schofield's kicking boots. Left in the dressing room, I'm afraid, this afternoon. So that'll be the handover. Donegan. Cavalier back in the fray after just receiving attention. Just joining the line now. Duane. Centred in his days at Warrington. And settled in at loose forward now for Oldham. Atkinson on the halfway line, and Coedy finally bringing him down. Strong lad Atkinson. Ford running across the lines, round. That was well spotted by the Leeds defence. That's the normal Ford round move. And now Ford puts the kick in. And Ford steps his way out of trouble. Yes, John Gallagher knocks on behind his own line. So it'll be a drop out, bad mistake there from Phil Ford, allowing that ball to hit his legs, and then Gallagher stopped it from going dead, but Ford picked it up. You can't be offside, of course, in your own in-goal area, so there's no chance of being offside, but it is a drop out. And Schofield's drop out again, so Leeds backpedaling, as I say, and Platt taking this on the full, and Oldham come up again. And Leeds missing Paul Harkins' flair and distribution this afternoon. McAllister doing a good tackle there, and McAllister's lost the ball. That's the third time he's had it, and the third time he's lost it. And Leeds in possession with Simon Irving. And offside there, Austin Donegan. And the ironic cheers of the Leeds supporters tell you that on another 10 yards there for saying something back to the referee again. And this really is becoming a problem in rugby league. Players talking back to the referee, you only get another 10 yards. I've never seen a referee change his mind yet, unless of course it was John Kendrew here. But that wasn't under any pressure from the Leeds players. Russell going in high, but nothing deliberate about that. And all offside again. And this time, I'm sure Oldham will have learnt their lesson and will not say anything. Gary Schofield finds touch just inside the 25. So Leeds, first time in the Oldham 25, in possession this afternoon. And here comes David Young. And knocking man out of his way. Good run there from the former British Lion, and that could have well been another penalty there, holding down Malloy. This time Delaney will have the ball at first receiver. Looking to move here, Delaney. Dixon. But really, there was nothing on there for Paul Dixon. Oh, switching to the right with Schofield. Jinking. Going himself. Simon Irving. Leeds within 7 and 8 yards now, the Oldham line. A good New Year's present to be for coach David Ward with a win today, and Irving interfered with by Mike Ford. So that's a penalty, and I'm sure the former Headingley Rugby Union star and England B player will attempt to convert this penalty for Leeds and ensure that this goes a level. So Simon Irving with this chance then. And such is the team spirit at Leeds that you heard probably Simon Irving on the video against Bradford Northern say that, or should have said John Brantley say that Simon Irving had told him to go out and do his best, and if it meant that Simon couldn't get back in, well, that's how it should be. But John Brantley moving out to the wing for Vince Fawcett. Simon Irving's missed. And it's disappointing for Simon Irving. And a chance come begging there for Leeds to pull some points back. Now Oldham will drop out. And then Charlie McAllister with the drop out, and that's long and bobbing about on the floor, and Gallagher's going to have to stop that with his foot, and that delays things somewhat and hold him up quickly. Gallagher running across field, straightening up now, throwing the dummy, and almost through there. Good tackling from Russell. Atkinson. Dixon doesn't seem to be running with the same fire as he did when the tests were on. David Young. And Oldham playing the offside game here, and it could backfire on them. Delaney running round. He's got overlap here, massive overlap here. Gibson, Leeds bringing it down this side. Gibson steps inside everybody. Still going back out, Gibson. Bentley now, what can he do, Bentley? He's got Gallagher with him. Gallagher led for the post, but Norman Francis has got him, and a great tackle there from Norman Francis. And the referee's given a forward pass. Well, I don't believe it, and neither does any of the crowd here. Was never forward in a month of Sundays. The referee's from 25 yards behind play there, caught napping by the Leeds suddenness of that attack. So, scrum on Oldham head and ball, and best Leeds of attack. The game, Peters out to nothing. That's feed up there from Steve Malloy. Striking before the ball was put in there. And that was very noticeable even from up here. So Duncan Platt will kick upfield. Mitchell Russell brings Keith Atkinson running on. Good tackling from the Leeds pack there. Switching the ball, Paul round. He's still going round, stepping out of tackles. "20 minutes gone halfway through this first half. It's still Oldham 2, Leeds 0. Ford jinking, weaving. Clark. He's got a superb interception try at the watershed. McAllister holding men off. McAllister's go over the line. That's a try. Slap tackling again from Leeds. McAllister bumping forwards off Paul Dixon notably there in Cavalier. And McAllister's over in the corner, and this could be the watershed revisited for Leeds. Great side there from McAllister. Just watch that again in the video. Not seeing to be no danger when McAllister got the ball, but he shrugged off the attempted tackle of Paul Dixon. And then Carl Gibson was always backpedaling, trying to catch him on behind, just strong enough to force his way over. Far out. I think Leeds are going to have a substitute already. And see Gary Lord just warming up. It looks like the number 12, Cavalier, was injured earlier on. Whether that's affecting him, we can only surmise. But here, Platt just lining up this conversion attempt. It's about 7 yards in from the touchline side. It's on his right side as far as he's concerned. Left-footed kicker strikes it high and long, but well wide. So Leeds 6-0 down. And Cavalier it is who's going to be brought off. Cavill certainly struggling. And Gary Lord it is will come on. And Gary Lord's brother, of course, playing at left wing today. For Oldham, Paul Lord. So I'm sure that if his father's here, which I know will be, he won't know who to cheer for this afternoon. He'll be just delighted if both men score and the game's a draw, I'm sure. And Mike Ford takes that. Well taken there, that ball, drifting over his head. Ford straightening up and immediately Gary Lord in at the tackle. Russell runs from acting half. Lord again affects the tackle. It's good play from the substitute, just coming on, already getting into the game. Keith Atkinson kicking, no back. No doubt a throwback to his days as a fullback, and John Gallagher has got Phil Ford with him. Was himself. Nothing really on there for the Leeds fullback. Simon Irving. Flat pass there for Gallagher coming on. And backs for Gallagher. And Leeds just seemingly running out of ideas at the moment. Duncan Platt takes that ball safely on the full. And Leeds guilty of not moving up at the tackle. Dwayne. Oh, and a good tackle there from David Young. Gary Lord appealing that he'd got that ball, stolen it in the tackle. Ford's kick. He drives Leeds back once again to where they spent most of his first half, just in and around their 25. And Delaney will feed the scrum for Leeds. That comes together and that's out to Leeds. Delaney running away from Ford, gives it to Schofield. The cover had got to Schofield then. Coiti. Some space in the middle of the field, shrugging men off. Good play from Coiti. Still going, Mike Coiti. Good play there from the Kiwi. Chig Gunn runs from acting half-back. Leeds a bit at 6s and 7s, as I say. They're missing Paul Harkin's craft this afternoon. Paul Harkin, flow victim. And back for John Gallagher. It's a better kick there. But again, it sits up well for Platt. And Platt's got Paul Lord with him. Great tackle from Ford. Leeds have that ball, Simon Irving. Irving sensibly taking the tackle and settling things down. Delaney, long ball out to Schofield. Schofield goes for the gap. Gallagher interfered with by Tony Anderson there off the ball. Delaney again. And Delaney's lost the ball. The referee stands on the lead side. Mr. Ian Ollerton, that is. And McAllister in possession, playing the ball for Oldham. A good pass there from Mike Ford as he was tackled. John Henderson, former Leeds player. Good ball from round. Oldham starting to put things together now. And again, a great ball from McAllister, round again. Dwayne. 6 tackle coming up. Good enterprising stuff that from Oldham. Keeping the ball alive. And Atkinson's kick is a high tester for John Gallagher. And he takes that superbly, John Gallagher. And comes away. That's a class full-back if ever I saw one. And I've seen some good ones here in the Leeds colours. Oh, it's got to be a knock on there. Well, the referee, surely you can't let that go. Well, he's given the try there and Oldham knocked that ball forward. Schofield and Delaney in a muddle in the middle of the field again. And as at Oldham, Clark gifted a try. And Leeds committing so many blatant errors, it's hard to see what they can do to stop the rot this afternoon. It's just a basic error that Leeds coming away with the ball. Delaney and Schofield not really sure of what one another were doing. The ball was knocked down by an Oldham player, but the referee, probably onside, he didn't see that and allowed play to go on. And so Leeds now find themselves well behind. This kick. Is straightforward enough. And Leeds good kick off there and forcing Oldham into the header. Oldham 12, Leeds 0, and Leeds got it all to do this afternoon. They're not playing the sort of football they played against Bradford Northern. McAllister just taking his time with that kick. And John Gallagher fails that and brings it back up towards the 25. Dixon. And Leeds are softening knees and counters against Oldham. Seem not able to get their act together against a side whose limitations are very obvious. And they'll just use the spoiling tactics. Delaney goes himself there. Young through the gap. And Young showing the ball and no real support again from Leeds. Schofield. Lovely ball there to Gallagher. Full back there, Schofield at one side, sorry, Gary Lord at one side. Simon at the other, but he couldn't get the ball away. Schofield this time, what's he going to do? Tries a flat pass, gone. Irving, Schofield again. Ford chipping over. Following up and tackling Duncan Platt there, who took that on the full, but not behind his own line. So Leeds, I'll hope to keep Oldham down here and wait for the kick. We could do with some points on the board before half-time. Knock on. Bad header there from Mike Ford under pressure on his own line. So Leeds with a chance now, Delaney to feed the scrum. It's out to Leeds. Schofield cooking with the ball. Irving running down. Schofield spots the gap. Clark brings him down. Good tackling there from Clark. And a penalty to Leeds. Clark stealing the ball off Gary Schofield. So this time Irving will again kick for goal. Reduce this margin of loss to 12 points to 2 if he's successful. Gary Divorci warming up. 30 minutes gone now. We've got Oldham 12, virtue of tries from McAllister and Clark, 2 goals from Platt. And Leeds surely about to become 2. Simon Irving lines up a very kickable chance in front of the Oldham post. That's straight through. It's only half hour. Leeds coming back. Penalty to Simon Irving. Reduces the arrears to 2 points to 12. Keith Atkinson with the kick. That's long and deep, and it's for Paul Dixon to pick up. And Dixon's up to the 25 before he's brought down. Good sound running out of defence. Delaney giving the short ball to David Young. Young. Malloy. Oh, good running from Malloy. He'd have keen to put one over on Oldham this afternoon. Coming from the town. Gallagher steps round forward. And moves it downfield, and the chasers are downtown, and that's bouncing awkwardly, but Paul Lord has it. It's got Platt with him. Well, good tackle from Simon Irving. And Oldham just ambling back, and nothing really there that Platt could do except take the ball short and take the tackle while his forwards got back. Good tackling from Leeds. That's 3 tackles used up from Oldham. Still penned roughly where they caught the ball. Donegan. Russell's kick. Finds touch. Just 10 yards or so from the Leeds 25. The head and ball to the liners. The rain siling down now. Coming in the final 10 minutes of this first half. Delaney feeds for Leeds. That's out to the liners. Schofield almost through the gap there. Dwayne nailing him from the loose forward spot. Very loud. Showing the ball runs into Charlie McAllister there. Not recommended for a New Year's Day. Charlie McAllister looked like the proverbial brick wall, and David Young. Guns through the gap. Schofield. Good ball from Gunn to Schofield. Good tackling from McAllister, and Oldham certainly up quickly. Back too quickly, I think, the supporters. Malloy just straightening up. And Delaney has that ball for Leeds, and it's immediately straight back into the ruck. 6 tackle now for Leeds. Schofield does himself. Great play from Schofield. Irving. Now what can he do, Irving? He's got forward with him. He does absolutely nothing as that ball's knocked. Although it's close to the tackle, out from Irving's hands, and Irving complaining that Oldham knocked that into touch. But the referee's having none. And Lord, surely he's going to go into touch there. And annoyed with himself. A display of petulance, to say the least. The Leeds have David Young injured, and it looks like the big fella's going to have to come off. That's a sad blow for David Young. We've had a tremendous game so far this afternoon, and I think we might be having another stretcher here. And that's a shame for David Young. He's just beginning to show the sort of form that persuaded Leeds to sign him. And he's having to go off, and it looks like an ankle injury, and that's a great disappointment to the former British Lion, and a big disappointment to Leeds this afternoon. They're going to have to reorganise now, already 12 points to 2 down. That was a collision with Charlie McAllister that caused that problem. McAllister okay. So Leeds having used both the substitutes for injuries, and there's still 5 or 6 minutes to go to half-time. David Young carried off, disappointed, and getting a good round of applause from the liners. So Leeds will have this heading ball. They could do with a try now to put some pressure on Oldham just before half-time. Simon Irving, ooh. Gibson straightening up, going himself. Divari on the field gives Leeds more options in the ball handling department. And good tackling, Oldham tackling like tigers this afternoon. Good play from the men from the watersheddings. Delaney Spots the gap, stops, starts again. Leeds putting some attack together at last. Schofield. Livordi following Gary Schofield. And a high tackle there, yes, and right round the head. And Mike Ford disappointed. David Young gone straight back to the dressing room. And again, another Leeds player injured. This time it's Gary Schofield. See both the Leeds doctors making their way to the dressing room as Simon Irving lines up this kick. 35 minutes gone now, coming up to the last final 5 minutes of this first half, and Leeds 12 points to 2 in arrears. Simon Irving with this chance to reduce that deficit. Irving right-footed kicker, so it's from the right-hand side of the post, strikes that well, and that's high, and it's over. Two Simon Irving goals end the Leeds. And Schofield still feeling the effects of that tackle. Sat down on his haunches at the moment. Looks like he's been injured in a very painful place, which if he was a cricketer would be known as the box. Dixon. And a great tackle there from Donegan, lifting Dixon off his feet. Boy, almost knocking on there. Chigon runs from acting half-back, spots the gap. Good play, taking play out of the 25. Dixon. Only one way forward for Paul Dixon, that's in a straight line. And running into the tacklers. It's a high ball for Platt. Touch judges on here. The two Oldham players ran straight into Steve Malloy, but I'm afraid the penalty will go the other way. No, he's given it to Leeds. Well, they did certainly run into Steve Malloy, injured themselves in the process. So Leeds now with a chance, just coming up to the half-time order. Steve Malloy will run hard and straight. Paddy Lord. Screamer, no going for Screamer this afternoon. That's good tackling. Delaney, Coetti now. What can Leeds do? Short ball, Dixon. Still going. Irving. Delaney. Ball, Schofield. Schofield's put it down. So a chance of points for Leeds gone for the moment. Donegan. Richard Russell, former Wigan player. Stand off at Central Park. Hooker here at Border Sheddings. Duane. And Delaney. Good tackling from Delaney, bringing him down just outside the 25. Forward spots the half break. The gap was there, but it closed very quickly. Livordi attempts to charge down. Gallagher lets that ball bounce. Forward with him. Simon Irving just settling play down, bringing it into the middle of the field. And the forwards a chance to get back from the kick. Malloy. At Leeds playing the one-man rugby stuff at the moment, not moving this ball out wide at all. Dixon bumping off men. Duarte. Lovely ball out to Coetti. Irving. Schofield. Good tackle, 6 tackle coming up, Leeds. The ball is up and under. He's chased all Leeds players in onside. Touching goal, that's a dropout. And Oldham will take the time. Apart from the injury to David Young, which is taking us into injury time now. There's not much time left. The referee really should stop the clock. It's certainly been a subdued Leeds effort this afternoon. Not the sparkling football that they played on Boxing Day against Bradford Northern. Forward. Running across field, straightens up. Chiggun, good ball there, Gary Lord. And then in fact goes a hooder for half-time. Leeds' lethargic first half performance mercifully comes to an end. I'll just go through the scorers for you. Penalty from Platt opened the scoring after 3 minutes. And then McAllister had a try after Dixon missed a tackle. It was 6-0. No goal this time from Platt. And then Clark had a gift try when Schofield and Delaney got in the muddle in the middle of the field. The ball fell loose to Platt. To Clark, should I say. He went over, it was 12-0, and Leeds pulling 2 penalties back on the 30th and 36th minute with Simon Irving. And not one of the Leeds' best performances of the season this time. At half-time, it's the Leeds trailing by 4 points to 12. Gary Schofield about to settle the second half. The Leeds trailing by 4 points to 12 here to the men from the Watershedings. Sparkling first half performance from Oldham, taking the 2 chances that were offered to them. Leeds never really putting it together, never really looking like scoring a try. Schofield's kick-off is stopped by Mike Ford. McAllister then has to pick up that ball, and so McAllister is stopped well before he gets to the 25. And Leeds will certainly have to be alert on the tackle in the can afford any more points against them in this second half. Dwayne. Good Leeds tackling so far, keeping Oldham penned against his 25. Round, running out wide as he does. It's a great effect. That's back for Platt, and Platt kicks. Ball bouncing awkwardly for Gallagher and picked up safely. Comes away from Clark. Devote. Driving the ball in, Gary Devote. This time it's Delaney acting half. Richard Gunn comes up to take the ball, get to play the ball, Delaney. Schofield, there would pass, but Gary Lord throw a gap. Good ball from Schofield there after being stuck there with the slow pass from Delaney. Malloy to the halfway line, 6 tackle coming up. Back for Gallagher's kick. Bouncing awkwardly, Paul Lord picks up. Comes towards Phil Ford. He slips immediately at the feet of Simon Irving. Coming away down the south-stand side, but Ford back to tackle him. And Irving bringing Lord down. Ford away in. Norman Francis hovering in the middle of the field. It's a long kick there for the chase, and Bentley ambling back. John Gallagher picks up. And Ford bringing him down. Great tackle there from Ford. Delaney still going, tremendously strong for his size, Paul Delaney. Leeds will have had to reorganise in the pack with David Young going off. Neither of the Leeds substitutes reappeared on the bench after this game, after the half-time interval. And Platt stepping out of some appalling tackling, and he's got Lord away now. And Lord's taking Gallagher on. A great tackle there from the full-back. And then Platt there, not the most mobile of players, and through some shocking tackling as far as Leeds were concerned, and took a great tackle from Gallagher on Lord. Stopped the try, and Lord losing the ball in the process. Delaney takes the ball for Leeds. Kawidi running across field, bumping off men, trying to straighten up. Certainly great tackling performance from Oldham this afternoon. Gibson spots the gap. Ooh, almost through. A penalty there. Connigan dumping down on Carl Gibson. So Leeds certainly won the penalties. The first half penalties 10-4, and the scrums 5-2. That ball coming up towards our comedy position. Richard Gunn. It's a tap. Delaney. Malloy. Back to Delaney. Delaney's through the gap. Oh, and forward pass a mile there to Gary Schofield. So Leeds, after doing the hard work, suddenly find themselves without the ball again. The half break there. Come forward, round, that again, in the line. It's a good tackle from Carl Gibson. Jack Clark, Jinkin going himself. Gets the ball away. It's good play from Oldham, superb play from Oldham. Russell. It's that ball for Leeds. The penalty there, something that somebody said. There's Schofield kicking up here. Malloy. And again, Leeds bringing this ball around the middle of the field. Dixon. Oh, great tackle there. McAllister. Devoto. We've got a Lord linking up well there. Devoto. Leeds going in ones and twos at the moment. Schofield tries to chip over, succeeds. Bounces lovely for him, overruns the ball. Delaney's got it for Leeds and just couldn't get it away there to Simon Irving. Unlucky there for Leeds. Six tackle coming up. Schofield, done. Coiti, Leeds have a massive overlap. Gibson, the cover gets across superbly there. Great pick up by John Bentley. Still going Bentley. Devoto, oh, good spell of pressure from Leeds. Dixon. Ford, will he be in here? Ford, yes, he's in. That's a try. Great try to Leeds, and that's what follows the best spell of handling from the liners this afternoon. Good try there, and Oldham player actually touched that ball, so Ford injured as he went over, but a great try there to Phil Ford in the corner. The Leeds certainly see what they can do when they throw the ball around. Having persisted for most of the game with the basic down the middle rugby, and Ford injured there as he scored. Just seems to be okay now, just running off that good play there from Gordon Bentley. And Dixon involved. Shouts of the crowd. Simon Irving with this kick. It's a difficult conversion attempt, this. It's right on the touchline side, so 4 yards in, I think. And Leeds 8 points to 12 now in arrears. And at last put something together to like. Well, Cavalier, who was half injured in the first half, has come back out onto the bench and he's warming up. Kick is there, just keeps over the bar. Well, that's the sort of look you want. So Leeds are within 2 points now. And trying 3 goals, 10 points. The 2 tries and 2 goals, 12 points to Oldham. 10 minutes gone now of this second half. That ball skidding away on the wet turf from Delaney. Ford, the try scorer, picks it up, the hero of the hour for Leeds. Schofield. Malloy. There's a high tackle there, and Malloy certainly felt that. And Oldham caught offside yet again. The Leeds having a feast of penalties, a plethora of penalties, and Schofield again kicks up towards our box. Malloy. Taking the ball up. Lovely ball there to Dixon. Still going Dixon. Put the ball round. What's the gap? Oh, just running in the away in there. Oldham certainly up very quick. Delaney goes himself. 6 tackle coming up now. Gallagher's up and under. Will he field his own kick, or will Mike Ford get it? He does. And a great tackle from John Gallagher. Black running across field, straightening up now. Anderson. Forward. Ball's for Donegan, but that was a bit of a St James's pass, that one. Forward with the kick, skidding in the touch, just outside the 25 at the head and ball of Leeds. Leeds trailing by those 10 points to 12. And terrible wet, rainy afternoon here at Headingley. We bring in 1991. Delaney wins that ball, and that's downfield, and the kicker's better. Lord was alert to that. And Norman Francis and Gibson out. The Leeds giving away possession, but and Francis brought down. Oldham this time have a penalty. A little bit of respite from Oldham. That's a good, clever tactics from Schofield, but Lord saw what was happening there. And Donegan running through. Certainly had a good game this afternoon, Donegan. Had a good game as well at the Watershed when Leeds were defeated in the opening game of the season. The red and white shirts of Oldham now, piling on the pressure. McAllister running out wide. Marking back to his days as centre. Francis running around. And Francis dragged back by Coady towards the halfway line. Clark, long ball out to Paul Round, and Round's got Schofield to beat. Six tackle coming up. Ford will put the kick in. Gallagher manages to pick that up. Run away, but not from Ford. Oh, great play from Gallagher. Great play there. Getting away there from the tacklers and almost up to the 25 before he's brought down. Gives the whole defence a chance to get back. Simon Irving brings the ball out like a forward. A wet ball now. Oh, and a great tackle on Schofield there from Donegan, and Schofield will have felt that. Delaney straightening up, slip, still going. A tackle round the neck from Paul Round. And Gallagher's kick. As for Duncan Platt, he takes it on the full and on the burst and runs back towards the halfway line. Irvin and Dixon bringing him down. Mike Ford. Richard Russell. Henderson acting half. Brett Clark. Seen too much of Brett Clark since his try, but can't get him an inch, the little fella. Him and Ford are certainly the architects of anything that Oldham do. Donegan. Six tackle coming up. And Oldham not seemingly making the ground they were making in the first half, whether they're tiring or whether Leeds have. And that's a six tackle turnover. That was kicked straight at the Leeds player. The Oldham contingent not happy with that, but that was kicked straight at the Leeds player who had his back turned. Dunn plays the ball for Leeds. Schofield, Dixon. And some great tackling coming in from the Oldham forwards this afternoon. Giving Leeds absolutely no room at all. Schofield's pass there. Delaney now up the middle of the field. What's he got with him? Schofield. A good play there from Leeds again, keeping the ball alive and making ground. Passing it close to the line. And Round just professional foul, keeping Schofield on the ground till the forwards get back. That's Coeda running out wide, and that's a chip throw. And Ford. And Norman Francis has it for Oldham. Oh, a penalty given away there by Leeds, and allowing Francis to get up and stealing the ball. Gibson. Penalty finds touch on the halfway. And Donegan driving in. Fourth Leeds tackle is in. And Round. Ability to slip the ball. McAllister, Irving coming in there and swallowing up Clark. Here come Oldham now, lovely inside ball there from reverse pass. And Paul Lord. And Schofield. Wrapping up Lord in the middle of the field, 6 tackle coming up. McAllister. Oldham running this ball. Mike Ford's kick. It's for John Gallagher. Oh, that was a high tackle, and really that could be a sending off offence. That was a real dirty high tackle by Paul Round, using the elbow on John Gallagher as he caught that ball. And Gallagher laid out, spread-eagled on the floor. And the referee just warning 1 or 2 players to keep the tempers. And some players would have been getting 8 to 10 matches last season for offences like that. The head high tackle on John Gallagher. The referee sends Mike Ford away. And now calls him back again as he speaks to Paul Round. And I think he's more or less saying if that happens again, you'll be off. Well, as some would say, he should have been off already. That's not our decision. So Leeds 14th penalty of the game, 14-6 the winning. So the penalties and 6-3 the scrums, and they've squandered a minute of possession. John Bentley running across field, straightening up. Malloy. Dixon now, pulling away. Great run from Dixon. He's got Delaney with him. Punching players off, and he's still going, Paul Dixon. A great run here. There could be something here for Leeds. Still going, Dixon. Forward. A superb run there from Paul Dixon. Bumping men off left, right and centre. Schofield comes away from Duane, still going Schofield, lovely ball out to Gibson. Leeds now. Gibson's going for the corner. Bentley. Oh, Bentley's in the touch there, and really probably Carl Gibson have been better hanging on to that ball, but it's easy up here and terribly difficult down there. If that ball would have been probably a yard further infield, Bentley doing in at the corner. Superb run there from Dixon, and showing what Leeds can do when they want to move the ball about. Out to Michael Ford. He loses it and somebody else picks it up for Oldham. Leeds will want to keep Oldham pinned down here now. Duane. Good tackling from Leeds in the rain. Rain sailing down at the moment. You see it mirrored in the floodlights. 4:10. That means there's 20 minutes left for play. Richard Russell running across field. Brought down by Gary Devote. 6 tackle coming up. Leeds have done well so far, and that's going to be for Keane Atkinson, a kick. John Bentley picks it up for Leeds. He sets off on one of those runs that you can see him done so many times. Bentley still going. Sensibly taking a tackle, not trying anything stupid. Good run there from the winger. Schofield. Richard Gunn. Gary Lord in support of Richard Gunn. That was great play there, and Ford just delaying things. Delaney, Devote. Bit of magic here. So Leeds losing the impetus. Scrum will form. Oldham head and ball. Leeds certainly playing a better football now. And most of this half been spent down here in the Oldham third of the field. Forward. The referee not satisfied with the scrum. Says we'll have to try again. This clever bit of feeding, as you're likely to see. Anderson. Tackling again from Simon Irving. Oh Lord. off players, but not Simon Irving again. Good tackling display from Irving this afternoon. Forward. It's a high kick and it's swirling in the wind and it's going to bounce. And bounce again before Gallagher can retrieve it. Over the 25. Already goes himself from acting half. Clark hanging on. Schofield. Delaney up the middle of the field. Oh, that's good play from Delaney. Now he's got Coini with him. He's got Schofield with him. Oh, he's lost the ball. Trying to go himself. Paul Delaney losing the ball. With men at either side of him. Ball slippy this afternoon like a bar of soap, and one or two players on both sides losing it in the tackle. Forward, almost through there. Dixon hanging on for grim death. McAllister run around. Henderson slips, still goes. Straight into Malloy, 6th tackle coming up. And Ford knock on the 6th tackle, a bit of turnover, just took his eye off the ball, Mike Ford. Here come Leeds again in the south stand below me, roaring them on now. Minutes left for play. Malloy in the middle of the field, bumping players off. And Oldham sticking to the guns as far as the tackling's concerned. Vorty, Schofield. 6 more tackles to Leeds. And looking for Leeds there. Gibson trying to go himself. Atkinson bringing him down on the halfway line. Just having a smile. Gary Lord likes to play with a smile on his face, as did Paul Dixon. Gallagher's in the gap. Irving. Great tackle from Lord. It's Paul Lord, of course. Vorty. And Vorty's through the gap now. That's got to be offside. The referee says it's a knock-on. So scrum at the head and ball to Leeds. Just outside the 25. Schofield through the gap. Is he? Yes, he's going. Gary Schofield. There should be something here for Leeds. John Bentley's going to score under the post. John Bentley scores under the post. Well, that try seeming to have been coming for a while. Schofield had players in support either side of him. Well, Leeds taking the lead for the first time this afternoon with a try to John Bentley. Right under the post. And Schofield burst through Brett Clark's tackle at the scrum. First mistake the little Clark has made. And Leeds taking the lead 14 points to 12. But they'll be aware of that a try to Oldham would bring scores level, and Duncan Platt, one of the safest and most reliable goal kickers, the foul of that against Featherstone, and they allowed the try scored by Banks in the corner, and then the last kick of the game, Pearson converted from the touchline. Well, Platt's quite capable of converting from any touchline. Simon Irving safely through. So Leeds 16 points to 12 in the lead. Atkinson kicks off. And Delaney on the full for Leeds. And gives it to Devorty, and Devorty. Delaney looks like a soaking wet dog at the moment. I've got a dog at home. It looks just like him when he comes in out of the garden. Absolutely dripping, wringing wet. But a youngster's throw, and another strong run from Paul Delaney. He's got Malloy with him. He's going himself. Still going. And the support coming up too late there for anything. But Leeds piling on the pressure now. Lovely ball out to Bentley again. Bentley's got Gallagher going for the corner. John Gallagher, is he in? He'll come under the post. I'm sure he will, John Gallagher, yes. Well, Leeds 2 ties in as many minutes there. Great work from Paul Delaney, who hadn't had the best of games in the loose. And his organisation abilities can't possibly match those of Paul Harkin, but he's done tremendously well as he tried his heart out all afternoon. I was just saying it like a soaking wet dog when it burst through there. And John Gallagher, good work over on the far side. John Gallagher going in and coming right round under the post. So Leeds, well, probably home and dry now. When he points to 12 and suddenly, after looking decidedly dodgy, it's all coming good for the Liners. And Oldham must be really sick now. 2 tries conceded in as many minutes there. Great play from Delaney. Setting play up for that try, and Oldham backpedaling all the time. Irving's conversion should be a formality. That'll be 22 points to 12. It is indeed. 22 points to 12 it is. He tries in 5 goals. Schofield bringing Platt down, and that's sensible tactics from Leeds. Keep Oldham pinned down here. Leeds obviously feeling that Oldham haven't the players to go the length of the field, although I think Paul Lord would probably dispute that. And of course, our old friend Norman Francis. Norman, of course, liable to go the length of the field and throw the ball away as he gets to the try line. McAllister. According to the Sunday paper, what I read, Leeds and Oldham are vying for the signature of Paul Sirenen. This will all be, of course, reliant on whether Oldham stay in the First Division, which I'm sure Tony Barrow will be hoping that they do. Forward, run around with Clark, good play. Atkinson, leg down there by Richard Gunn. Mike Ford. Round wrapped up there, that's good tackling from Leeds, and Round just throwing that ball anywhere. The 6 tackle turnover loses Oldham some 10 yards. Tony Anderson it is who falls on a loose ball, and Tony Anderson the cleanest player on the field. Not seen much of him this afternoon. Malloy. Richard Gunn now. Good game this afternoon, Richard Gunn. Forward pass. As plain as the day we were born, it was forward from Gary Lord to Mike Coery. Right in line with where I'm stood. See that one on the video. Remember, this is a club video. Club videos can be obtained from the shop at Headingley or direct from Farsley AV. In fact, I'm just told they can't be obtained from Farsley AV. They have to be bought through the shop. Well, I'm sure it's nearer for most of you to come to Headingley anyway. So Leeds winning the next scrum. Bentley in the middle of the field. This time Oldham alert to him. Gibson straightens up. Jenkins still going, Carl Gibson. There's the Leeds record appearances, consecutive appearance with 91. Before a bout of food poisoning from a battle of Chinese meal stopped him in his gallop. Gun spots the gap, goes from Acton half. Oh, not a good pass there, but what a shame. Well, what's the referee going to decide here? Because really that should have been Leeds' possession. And it's a penalty, Dixon. 11,500. And Gallagher winning one of the match awards. He's had a great game for Leeds this afternoon. 11,587. Sopping wet people are watching this game this afternoon. And I'm quite dry where I am up here on the top of the stand on the cover. But that's more can be said from the erstwhile souls at the back. The sticks at both ends and some of those sat in the seats in the old paddock enclosure. Oh, and Oldham coming strong now. It's a good run there from Donegan. We just had a penalty there for something that Paul Dixon said. Lovely ball from McAllister to Platt. Leeds still taking the scrums by 8-6 and the penalties 14-7. Forward. Slip in there and the conditions becoming sort of unplayable at the moment. We had this against Bradford. Henderson wrapped up there. Reminiscent of the Bradford game where everybody was absolutely drowned by the end of the game. Forward pass there, went unspotted. Long ball out there, it's good play this, it could be something here for Oldham. And Henderson did tremendously well, they all wanted that ball. In these conditions, Clark puts the kick in. Safely John Gallagher takes the tackle and the ball. Richard Gunn just spinning in the tackle and bringing it out. Leeds 22 points to 12 to the good and coming in the last 5 minutes or so of this game. And Oldham, after looking so good at first, have gone off the boil a bit now as Leeds have started to put their game together. Gibson, the ball's knocked out of Gibson's grasp. And Gibson quick enough to get up and retrieve that ball, and that shows something. Leeds still intent on not allowing Oldham to score. Maybe it's a funny game, can be won and lost in the last couple of minutes. Comes out to Leeds. A penalty there offside. Mike Coady. Round taking it quickly. Right forward. They're just on the Leeds 25, that's the 25-yard line you can see. Russell. Good tackling again from Leeds. And Leeds have had Cavalier warming up, but he's gone and sat back down again now. Oldham using the short side, Mike forward. And Leeds in possession with Kyle Gibson. John Bentley. Taking play from acting half. Leeds give Leeds chance to settle down, decide what they're going to do next. I think it's going to be a run from Gary Lord. He's a dummy running him. Steve Malloy is who makes the ground. Schofield chip over again. Obstructed Schofield, but kicks on there. It's a chase now. Lord and Ford. And a great take there from Paul Lord, and the lad certainly has some pace. He says that, well, that's an unbelievable penalty. Phil Ford only tackled player there. And certainly no punch thrown, and certainly not from 35 yards, which is the distance that the referee was when Ford. You can hear what the crowd think of that one. 35 yards away the referee when Ford tackled Paul Lord. Platt slices his kick. Two points to 12. Score here at Headingley. Bass Headingley. Round. Oh, good tackle from Dixon. Tackled well in the middle of the field this afternoon. Just that one lapse in the first half. Right forward, not alert to Richard Russell's reverse pass. And knocks on. 2 or 3 minutes left for play. As Delaney prepares to feed the scrum. And that finds touch. A bit of a mess up there at the back of the scrum. Tony Anderson it was who chased that ball with Ronnie Dwayne. Leeds win the scrum again. Delaney straightening up. Brady almost tripped up there. Manages to keep his feet. Schofield spots the gap. Proverbial door closing in his face there. And let's play this game in the Oldham half of the field, says John Gallagher. Lord, there would have been better employed giving that ball to Platt, slipped as it was into Devotee. Just laughing there, giving his forwards a chance to get back. Round. Never stopped running all afternoon, Paul Round. And a great find for Oldham from St Helens. Alex Murphy was furious at St Helens' loss of him, feels that if he'd have been not on his holidays at the time, then Round would have signed again for St Helens. As it was Oldham that snapped it up. Clark spots the gap. Couldn't get the ball away that time, 6 tackle. Forward. Forward pass. It's hoisted high, that's for Gary Schofield. And wisely just turns his back on that one. And Lord coming over from his kick. It's Lord who put the kick in, and he's the man who tackles. We're coming in the last minute now of the game. Coedy bringing that ball away. Leeds 22 points, Wigan 12. John Bentley. Ball, good ball to Coedy. Back to Richard Bourne and Bentley again. Dodging goes himself. Good tackle from McAllister. Schofield. Schofield's away now, stopping. There's the ball there inside. It's gratefully picked up by Round, and Schofield injured in that challenge. Norman Francis stood still when he got that tackle. He stood still when he got the ball. McAllister. Oh, lovely ball there, Duncan Platt. Gibson back to tackle him. So have it in Headingley, but almost at the hooter. Leeds 22, Oldham 12. This will have done Leeds Championship hopes of power to good, but they'll realise they'll have to play better than this. In fact, they could play better than this and win and lose, in fact. And Bentley now bringing the ball away. And in across field, beautifully balanced John Bentley. Still going. Oh, what a tremendous run from John Bentley. He's got Ford with him now. Ford jinking as well. Good play from the Leeds wingers. Straightening up now, Ford. He's still going, Phil Ford. Well, this is good play. Malloy has the ball now. Leeds. Gary Lord. Can Leeds finish this off with a round of passing? Coedy. Gallagher. And that's a try to Leeds for Gary Devotee. Superb play from John Bentley, right on the hooter. Leeds scoring. Gary Devotee is who goes over in the corner. Right on the touchline side. Superb play from Bentley, and Ford kept that ball alive. Bentley made some 50-60 yards in a diagonal crossfield run. And just showing you the quality of John Bentley, the balance. I can't stress this too much. The balance of John Bentley is absolutely perfect as he runs and swerves around players. A great run there from John Bentley, and David Ward will be delighted with this display now. And Leeds, not very convincing in the first half, have certainly made up for it since half-time with some sparkling football. Gallagher involved in that. So Simon Irving with this difficult kick, and the Oldham fans drifting out. Now they'll be disappointed after the effort that their team gave in the first half, but Leeds certainly tightened things up after the interval. Oldham never really looking like scoring, and then Leeds showing what they can do when they move the ball about. Irvin's kick is there from the touchline side, and there goes a hooter. 28-12. So we have it from Headingley then. Leeds run out winners by 28 points to 12. And David Wall will be delighted to get the 2 points, and he must have been disappointed at half-time when Leeds were trailing by those 4 points to 12. And the players shaking hands. And John Bentley comes across to the south stand. He's obviously going to have a word with somebody and give something to a child on the touchline, and that's much appreciated by the south stand crowd. Well, I'll just sum up the game for you now. And also know with this, Leeds have run out winners here. It was Oldham who took the lead with a penalty from Platt after 3 minutes, and then McAllister had a try after bad tackling, and then Clark had a gift try when the ball was knocked to the floor. Converted by Platt was 12 points to 0, and it was the 30th minute before Leeds hit back with a penalty from Irving. They replied 6 minutes later with a further penalty from Irving, 4-12. That's how it stood at the break. Well, Leeds came out, and after 6 minutes they got the try they wanted. Ford, superb try in the corner, great play, length of the field run there from Paul Dixon, and Irving converted superbly from the touchline. 10 points to 12, Leeds were back in business. Well, we waited another 20 minutes there before Bentley had a great try after good work from the scrum from Schofield. Irving converted under the post, 16 points to 12, Leeds were in the lead for the first time. Then Gallagher had a great try over in the far side of the field after a lovely run by Delaney. Again, Irving converted. Gallagher had the sense to come in under the post, and then right on the stroke of time after another good long run, Gary Devote it was who finally scored the try. Irving converting again from the touchline, 28 points to 12. And there we have it then on this wet, dismal, terrible bank holiday, New Year's Day, the first day of 1991. It's a victory for Leeds. Let's hope that 1991 is the season when the dreams come true for everybody here at Headingley, and we've started to put some silverware on the board. So I hope you've enjoyed the game this afternoon. If you have, my name is Stuart Duffy. If you haven't, my name is Ray French. Thank you.